see what comes to mind in this here stories is I'm putting them up there, and if you go to the first one that I delivered at the bottom of the list and work up, you'll get these in somewhat in order, I believe, and it'll write you a good picture of this. But now let's go back to what really happened here with the story that I'm at. I'm having problems up here. I'm getting remarried. I get married. I'm working at the 2x4 mill. I have a hit put on me. Me and my wife, we end up running off to Nevada. Okay. Now what's going on in Nevada? Jerry's been going through something. There's been a murder down there too. Somebody from the gold mine has got killed. Alec Holt's brother. The cyanide came from that gold mine right there, Freeport Gold, and there was a payoff there on that. And Jerry's right there, Malin's right there on that. The gold, then the cyanide came from there. You know, I don't think they knew how the cyanide got out of there, but I would probably say there's a pretty good chance. And I'll say this, that, you know, and we'll talk Kendall Lee and this cocaine and all this here stuff that we were talking about here. And you know, Alex's brother got murdered, and the house that his brother got murdered, Marcel Gatto owns it, and he's a cocaine dealer. And you know, I don't know this at this here point. Matter of fact, I'm working over there at the school, and I've got this, and I'm working at Dean Sherwood's company, and I've got access to going down and buying everything from hardware stores and stuff for Dean's business and stuff, and I do shopping for Dean Sherwood. Dean Sherwood's an elderly gentleman similar to Joe Biden that can goddamn make money and make decisions. And you know, I don't mind working with an old person that goddamn pays me money and fucking does me right. So here I'm working for Dean Sherwood, and I get to help him subcontract and work out, you know, about 50 different homes while I'm working for Dean Sherwood. And I got the job through my neighbor next door, Dave, that knew I was busy working and stuff. And he knew that I was working over there at the school, and he got me over here working for Dean Sherwood because he's working somewhere else doing his own thing now. He's a builder on his own, you know. And when I was, you know, and and when I was working out there doing this here in the springtime and everything's going for me. I mean, geez, I get away from Washington State and the doors open up. I got jobs and stuff. You know, I'd save all my work stubs of how many hours I'd work for Orman Construction, and there was the minimum that I'd be working is 60 hours a week, and there was a few weeks that I'd punched over 80 hours a week into 90, and I'd get a call from the office and say, God, don't go over those hours. And I said, well, just put those hours on my next time clock. And they said, well, we can't really do that. You just don't. They want you to work it, don't. You know? So I have to go, and I have to go through Bill and them to say, well, you just goddamn, you're going to have to add the hours here because they want this work done. You know, but the office will call me up and they'll say, John, you're putting in too many hours. So anyway, that's not a problem. I get to keep all these things, and this is what gets me goddamn work, is showing my pay stubs on how many hours. Look, if I wasn't a good worker, they wouldn't be working me these hours. You understand that, don't you? I sold this product. You know, that school job, I was the last person on that job cleaning it up and making sure it sells. I'm the finished product person. Herb's bowling alley never looked better when I cleaned the bowling alley and made it happen. People would come in there and go, Jesus Christ, what has this guy done? I cleaned it up. You know, I painted things the same exact color. I brightened things up with this stuff called Awesome. You know, a little bit of elbow grease goes a long ways, and customers come back when it's cleaner. They just don't know why. It's better. Soft music, lights, look at what we're looking at, you know. Situation gets better. So saying that, here I am, and My dad's a perfectionist. The bowling alley, I put this bowling alley together when I was a kid. I didn't understand how to build, and I got the doors just opened on my own ability. I'm not working at the 2 by 4, or I'm not working at a mill, the 2 by 4, or any mill where there's people associated with me that knows me. So here, I'm succeeding. I'm just moving forward. I've got a job that pays me almost $17 an hour straight time. My wife's working down at the Red Lion Inn as a hostess, greeting people. Over here's your table, and she maybe bring them their water when they're busy and she's not, or something. Hostess does whatever her job was. And I'd come in the place, and I got to see Tony Tennille and Freddie Fender and all the thing down at the Red Lion Inn, and my wife worked down there, and it was really nice. We had good things going for us. And so during our time off, I had a friendship with Bill Rodell and his family. I met Bill's wife. I met the Mike, the youngest boy, Jeff, and Larry, and there was a girl that was young, and I don't know her name, but I was introduced to her. And anyway, and I'll tell you how. And so I met these here people, and I helped them on the school job. This family that was working for Orman Construction, and they also had all these subcontractors and stuff out, and I helped these people. And I got my foot in the door, and Bill Rodell, I mean, this guy, he taught me how to use a shovel. This guy told me how to work stuff. This guy showed me how to use a whacker. This guy showed me how to do this. This guy showed me how to run a bobcat. Learn on my bobcat. Learn like this. I already knew how to drive a dump truck because I seen my dad do it when I was a kid. They had an old dump truck there. It wasn't really old compared to what my dad's, but my dad's was an old dump truck. And I remember being in that dump truck, and I figured my dad can drive a dump truck, I can too. And I jumped in that thing and I started driving, and I figured it out, the PTO and or no how to shift it and everything like that. Yeah, I could drive a truck. Fuck, I was driving a truck, and I was running their little thing, and everything, really okay. Everything was going for me. And I met like Jeff Rodell, and me and Jeff and Jeff's wife and my wife, we all went out on a sunny day sightseeing, out past the Freeport Gold, and we went over there towards Jarbidge. And on the way to Jarbidge and stuff, we seen abandoned gold mines on the hillside over there. And we went over and we explored them because there wasn't no sign that said stay out or anything. It's just abandoned, it appeared to be. And I went over there, and I found a sample of a rock, and it was just a solid rock, and I took it home and I broke it open, and man, there was a whole bunch of stuff in it. So Jeff and them was there. I tried walking into the mine shaft, but I only got maybe 30 or 40 feet into it. And to be honest with you, I couldn't breathe, so I probably wouldn't be somebody that'd like to go into a goddamn tunnel, too far without good fresh oxygen going in there. You just didn't like it. What was there? Maybe that's what ran the people off too, because I just sensed there was something in there. I don't know for sure, but anyway, I never explored it further than that, and I took something that was out from outside of it, the thing, from not from the inside, but from the outside. It was close to the door, so it came right out of that hole. But nevertheless, I smashed it, and I put it in the bottom of my fish tank, and my brother Jerry decided to steal it, a handful of it when he seen it, and he took it to Freeport Gold behind my back. And then they lured me down to Freeport Gold, he did, and I was, told 1/2 percentage, $500, take it right now. And I had my brother there, and I wasn't very happy with him, and I just said, well, you're not getting it from me, and I just walked out. I had another deal going on, and And the guys, when I was leaving, the guy says, well, we'll have it one way or another. And, apparently that's exactly what they did. And then I was ran off by other people, but the people were actually involved. I mean, I find it funny, but I was messing around with a married woman. Although there's a lot of married women that are loose in Nevada. I mean, and that was just one of them. But, that's my fault, I guess. I'm just trying to confess to the truth. But, you know, I was ran from here and I was ran from there. And I was ran from there even with guns too. And it's like, Joe, here Janice is going, will you protect me? Will you protect me? Am I some kind of a sex magnet or what? I think, I don't know. I mean, I've had so much shit happen. My brother come, go, do this Christmas thing. What's going on? Everybody's left me. Even Brian and Patty's left. Nevada, Patty left before me, and Brian's there at Christmas time alone. Patty's been gone since me and her went mushroom picking, and we come back. Apparently, Brian and Karina was having sex. Karina ended up going to Washington. I'm alone. My brother Jim's been down. He came down when a girl was murdered here. They ran down there and it caused a commotion down there during the summertime. My wife ended up going to Washington State and she's sleeping with, and she's having sex with a young man that I finally met after years. And what is that guy's name? Anyway, the girl where my wife was working at Burger King at the time. That one was one of her jobs too, because she had a couple jobs. She was a good worker. She was a good wife, you know. So anyway, Joe Estep. So anyway, and then Joe Estep's sister bowled in the bowling alley when I ran Herb's Bowling Alley, and then ultimately, even after that, about 1990 or 2000, I met Joe Estep. He seemed like a nice guy for my wife to be fucking. To be honest with you, he was clean. He didn't have no tattoos. He was nice. And also, she went to school with him, so maybe she didn't think she was getting what she should have had in Nevada when she was married to me. But in the end, when she confessed to me of the things that she did, she told me that there was multiple men in Nevada, you know, and maybe it might have been like 2-on-1 sex, and she was promiscuous. I mean, I didn't feel comfortable, and I ended up having sex with the woman at the Mustang Ranch. At least I went to the Mustang Ranch. Oh no, the girl that reported to me that my wife was going up here to having sex with her, Donna came over to my house with a half a gram of cocaine and had sex with me, and it was good fucking sex. And I mean, I liked her pussy too. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, but now Jeff Rodell, he would be entitled to a fair share of that gold mine just as much as I would. And he'd be sharing it with his wife, I would think, because she was there too. We found it together along with my wife. But I would just want what was fair and what was offered to me. It was mine. I mean, you have a nice day. I'm at 14 minutes and I'm just telling true stories about the Zodiac killer and what taken place back there around Nevada and that gold mine. And I'm coming back soon.